Welcome back. This week, we caught up with Helen McRae, CEO, Mindshare Asia Pacific, along with Amin Lakhani, CEO, Mindshare South Asia. They spoke about many things, including the growth plans for the India market and how true are the recession fears as far as India and APAC are concerned. Let's hear this chat.
Helen, Amin, welcome to CNBC TV18. Helen, welcome to India.
Thank you very much. Very excited to be here.
So it's been 1 year since you joined as the APAC Chief Executive Officer for Mindshare.
Yep.
Can you share with us what has been the past 1 year been like, and what was your immediate mandate after taking on the new role, and how much of it has been achieved in the past 1 year, which has had its own fair share of ups and downs? Helen, over to you.
I think the year has been unusual, but I don't think that's saying anything for anybody. It's been unexpected in terms of everything from the war in the Ukraine and its economic impacts to COVID, et cetera, et cetera. So I still think that Asia is still very much a dynamic region, and probably one of the most dynamic regions in the world. And COVID and the economic pressures have only actually enhanced that kind of dynamism, but also optimism in terms of growth, in terms of opportunity and expectations. And I think the expectations for us as Mindshare, part of Group M, is that as a market lead in the industry and in the region, we want to actually rewrite the rule book, because the rules have changed a lot. They've changed from an economic outlook, they've changed from how our clients and businesses go to market, and consequently we also have to adapt and change with those. And that's what we've been spending the last year on, in terms of adapting ourselves and also continuing to grow our own business.
And how are you rewriting the rule book? You just mentioned you are rewriting the rule book, so if you can share that with us.
Well, I think that, historically, I think particularly for us as a media agency, our job has been in many ways about supplying a service and supplying be almost like a commodity supplier. And I think actually looking forward, what we want to do to rewrite the rule book really is to make our role more about driving growth. Asia is all about growth. It's where all of our clients are going to expect growth from. And consequently, they're looking for partners and strategic advisors who are going to help them drive that growth and not just focus on cost and the basic quality parameters.
Yeah, so Asia market is all about growth. Over to you, Amin. How has India market fared during these turbulent times?
If you look at the size of new businesses that Mindshare has won right in the last 4 quarters, it is over 1,600 crores. So I think that's the kind of growth that we are adding to our businesses on a year-on-year basis. And if you look at Mindshare network, then the number just about becomes closer to 2,000 crores. So I think that's the kind of new business that we're adding. We're also growing very well ahead of the industry in terms of the overall organic growth, thanks to the splurge or the turbocharging of digital post-COVID. What we've seen is that there was the acceleration, the digital adoption acceleration journey got really expedited, and that is what is propelling spends or increased amount of spends on the digital side of things.
Yeah, so there is no doubt, Helen, that India is one of your strategic markets. It's also a great talent hub. What are the expansion plans for the country, and how does India fare vis-a-vis the other markets in the APAC?
The economic challenges in China and India has done exceptionally well. And I think as well about India is that the depth of the talent, as you mentioned, is tremendous. And the people, I've been here for the last couple of days, and again, I'm constantly impressed with the depth of talent. And one of the things that Amin and I are talking about is how can we use that talent for bigger projects across the region? How can we create a centers of excellence coming out of India in fields around data and analytics, in terms of performance, in terms of content, and how can we tap into that talent as a network and give our people bigger and more interesting opportunities that sit outside the market potentially to experience that, as well as to benefit the rest of the region and indeed, the rest of our global network.
Yeah, and Helen, how true or real are the recession and slowdown fears as far as the APAC market is concerned?
Asia Pacific as a region is quite different, and the forecasts are quite different than to say Western Europe or indeed the US. So while people are cautious here, I think they are not nearly as cautious as say in other regions, because we're still experiencing fairly reasonable growth.
And do you feel the heat, Amin, in the country? What are the clients saying?
So the first half of 2022, Shivani, for us was significant. I mean, they were the best ever that I have seen being in Mindshare. Yes, but we did observe a significant amount of cautious approach in the last 3-4 months of the year. And what I see is that yes, there is pressure, and we all know that there's inflationary pressures which are plaguing clients and which are creating headwinds. But I'm seeing progress right now. I think I'm seeing clients moving out of that scenario. I'm seeing CPG already now investing behind new launches. They're not looking back onto the promos. They're going ahead and doing their sustainable campaigns. So CPG is turning around. We've seen the structural comeback of fashion and retail significantly so. And so there are pockets which are going to be doing well. And there are pockets which, in my view, will continue to face some headwinds, at least for the next quarter or so.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.